Hey y'all, welcome to Digit. Andrew once again. And we've lost count of how many days we've been stuck inside because of the lockdown. I think it's the fifth week we've all been stuck here. And we're all craving for some more content, television shows, stuff like that. So we thought here again at Digit, we'd recommend something different this time. So we're going to take a look at the best anime series on Netflix. And got my Akira, very faded Akira t-shirt ready. And a little bit about anime. Anime is basically Japanese animation, which has come out of Japan, obviously, and has kind of taken over the world. They started off sometime in the 70s, late 70s, with stuff like Astro Boy, Golgo 8, stuff like that, and then really gained prominence towards the 80s when you had movies like Akira, and even the 90s with Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D, and a whole bunch of these kinds of films. Today though, anime has really taken over the world. You see a lot of people watching anime, a lot of people enjoying the animation style. And it's very unique as well. It's very rare that you see that kind of an animation style anywhere else in the world, whether it's French animation, American animation. Japanese animation stands on its own as one of the most unique and most diverse sort of storytelling tools there are. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the 10 best anime series on Netflix. And remember, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell for notifications. Well, here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, first up we've got Naruto. Well, you guys all know how awesome Naruto is, so let's just skip the platitudes and get right into the meat of the show. Naruto has some of the best action anime has to offer, and the combination of mysticism and martial arts really puts the show ahead of its peers. Naruto basically charts the tale of a small little ninja boy called Naruto as he battles rival ninja academies and even himself, as he's incredibly powerful but must control his rage lest he end up destroying everything he's ever loved. Look, I can't heap enough praise on Naruto, and if you haven't watched it, you really should do yourself a favor and check it out. Naruto, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, we've got Castlevania. Written by a famed comic book scribe Warren Ellis, Castlevania is one of the best Netflix series on the platform. It's got everything one could ask for, with vampires, insane religious cults, and even big bad Dracula himself.
I'm the handle the last of the Belmont.
The story follows Trevor Belmont, who comes from a long line of monster hunters, as he battles religious fanatics and even Dracula, which is delivered through some eye-popping action and beautiful animation. Also remember, this show is definitely not for children, so do take care of that. With a 51 episode season, FULLMETAL Alchemist is easily one of the longer anime shows out there. The story follows two brothers on a mission to find the Philosopher's Stone, an object that can change the properties of matter to try and revive their mother. If you've read any of the Harry Potter books, you know what the Philosopher's Stone actually is. Also, one of the brothers is a corporeal being housed in a suit of armor. It looks very cool. Together, they must battle the physical manifestations of the 7 deadly sins.
It wasn't my choice.
The series has won a lot of awards, but a word of warning for you guys. If you're a fan of the anime, basically the manga, know that halfway through the season, the story does diverge from the original series. So, if you're watching the show, do expect a bit of a surprise halfway there. Another one on the not for children list, DEVILMAN CRYBABY features no crybabies, of course, but a whole lot of violence and a thumping soundtrack that'll have you tapping your feet whether you like it or not. It's one of the best animated shows on Netflix and has a unique animation style as well. It doesn't really look like any other anime, but it has its own very cool style. The story basically retells the events of the original 1970s story, but it's updated to fit more with modern times. It's a really violent show that does not hold back on the bloodshed, so really do watch it at your own risk. Then we've got Little Witch Academia. Well, Little Witch Academia is basically Harry Potter on Japanese steroids, and it's exactly as nutty as you'd expect. The story follows a young girl who enrolls in a school that trains young witches, and she is ostracized because basically she's a muggle. But as fate would have it, she finds her own magic wand in the form of the shiny rod, and that's when things start to really get interesting. The animation is beautiful, fluid, and this Netflix anime series is definitely one that is meant for kids and younger audiences, so you can watch it with your children as well. Have fun watching Little Witch Academia. Then we've got my personal favorite anime on the list, Kengan Ashura. For fans of mixed martial arts and professional fighting in general, Kengan Ashura is exactly the type of show you need to watch. A tale of a corporate war fought by proxy through the best martial artists in the world, the show is incredibly faithful to the art of MMA with the right moves and submissions that really go a very long way in helping the credibility of the show. The animation is slick and the fights are some of the most bone-crunching bouts we've ever seen. If you practice any kind of martial art including MMA, you'll definitely want to watch this show. Then we've got Grappler Baki. Grappler Baki is one of the most well-known anime shows on Netflix, but its origins really date back to the 1980s. The story follows Baki as he enters a martial arts tournament to prove that he's the most powerful fighter in the world. The tournament also attracts some of the most dangerous fighters on the planet, and if anything, these fights are incredibly nasty and really showcase some of the best action on screen. Plus, the animation, as usual, is incredibly fluid and excellent. Grappler Baki, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, we've got HELLSING. Now, HELLSING follows the adventures of a vampire called Alucard and his oath to protect the Royal Order of Protestant Knights. If you've ever wanted to see a vampire unleash all of his unholy powers, then HELLSING is absolutely the show for you. Oh, did we mention the fact that the villains in this series are literal Nazi vampires? Yeah, when you just thought Nazis were the worst, now you've got unkillable Nazi vampires. Oh Lord have mercy. Up next, we've got One Punch Man. We've talked about the insane awesomeness of One Punch Man before, but the show is so good that we don't mind spilling the beans once again. The show follows the story of Saitama, who basically looks like a cue ball with a body, as he battles his way through some truly otherworldly threats, all while basically trying his best to avoid fighting. It's incredibly funny and it's an action-packed show that is ideal for fans of regular action movies who want a little substance in their action sequences. One Punch Man is awesome. And lastly, we've got Death Note. Well, Death Note is one of the most popular shows on Netflix, and there's a damn good reason for that. The show has a unique story wherein a boy named Light finds a notebook that basically kills anyone whose name is written on the pages of said book. This leads to a cat and mouse game as Light becomes the villain of the story as he starts killing people at random using the notebook. It's one of the more interesting stories in anime and deserves at least a watch. Don't check out the film on Netflix though, because it completely ruins the story. Stick with the anime. Alright, that was it, ladies and gentlemen. The best anime series on Netflix. Do let us know if you really liked it, because again, we really like watching these shows and sort of enjoyed compiling them for you as well. If you'd like to, you can check out a whole bunch of other series we have on YouTube as well. We've got the best fantasy shows on Netflix and we've got the best superhero shows on Netflix as well. So do stay tuned. We'll have a whole bunch of videos up until the lockdown ends. Don't worry, it's coming, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming. We're going to all go back to normal and everything's going to be fine, I hope. So again, do remember, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for notifications. This is me, Andrew from Digit, and for everyone here, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Stay frosty, guys.